Hey guys, it's Miss Carasolis. I am doing a quick Unit 6 review. You can find this review on Schoology. Just download the PDF, write it on a piece of notebook paper or print it out. Feel free to do whichever makes you more comfortable. I'm going to go step by step through the problems. So if you would like to skip around, that's fine. Just definitely make sure you try the problems first and then listen to the answer. That way you can test yourself to see if you know how to do it. These questions are very similar to your test on Monday and Tuesday. They're just different numbers, and you have more problems on the actual test. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and start. Problem number 1. Let me go ahead and write it out. So we have square root 5 minus 4 square root 5. So remember, first and foremost, we have to have the same radicand and index for both in order to add or subtract or combine like terms. So we are good to go in that fact because these are both square root 5. So we're good to go there. Let's go ahead and, I erased too much. Let's go ahead and actually solve them. So remember, in front of this square root 5 is a 1, so 1 minus 4 would be negative 3 square root 5. And that would be our answer. This is just like combining like terms. Remember, start getting in the mindset that the square root or cube root or fourth root of a radicand is kind of like a variable, okay? So that's all we do there. Let's go ahead to problem number 2. I'm going to erase this. Big eraser. Okay, problem number 2 is the cube root, little 3, of 320 x 21 and y. Remember that y has a 1 on it. So let's go ahead. I'm going to start by breaking down 320. If you would like, you can find the perfect root and then go from there. It's your choice. I am just going to start with 32 and 10. 5 and 2. 16 and 2. 4 and 4. And then 2, 2, 2, 2. So I see I had the perfect root of 16. And then I also have another pair of 2s. Oh, wait, but we're taking out trios. Sorry, my bad. I'm thinking square roots. So we're taking out groups of 3. So I have a trio. I've got a trio of 2s right here. And then I've got a trio of 2s. I'm going to connect it to that one right there. Okay, so I'm taking out 2 groups of 2. So 2 times 2 on the outside. And then I am going to do the step by step just so I don't lose you guys. 5 on the inside, x 21, y right there. Okay, so next we need to divide out our variables. So remember, it is dividing by the index. So 21 divided by 2 is not divisible, but 20 divided by 2 is divisible. So we would end up with, and I'm going to change the color really quick. So 4, I went ahead and multiplied this 2 times 2. I am doing 21. I'm breaking it up into x20 and x1. So 20 divided by 2 is x10. Inside, I left a 5. I left 1x, and then y1 can't be divided by 2, so just y. And that is my final answer. Okay, next one. I'm going to go ahead and erase this. So here we go. Next one. Number 3. So we have 3 cube root of 243 minus the 4th root of 48. Okay, so automatically I can see that I cannot do any addition or subtraction here because I don't have the same index. So right here, this little number is not the same for both. So I can't really do anything past simplifying. So let's go ahead and simplify each set. So let's do 48 first, just because it's smaller. Remember, this is fourths, so I'm taking out groups of 4. So 24 and 2, 12 and 2, 3 and 4, 2 and 2. Okay. So let's go ahead and minus. I have a group of 4 2s, so 2 on the outside, 4th root. 3 is staying on the inside. I'm now going to break down 243. So 243. So let's do 81 and 3, 9 and 9, 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay, so I am taking out trios because this is cube root. So group of 3 right there. I already had this 3 outside, so 3 times the group that I'm taking out. Cube root inside, I'm left with this 3 and this 3. So if I'm left with more than one number inside, I have to multiply them. So that is a 9 on the inside. Okay, so let's finish off. This is 3 times 3, so 9 cube root 9 minus 2 4th root 3. And that would be our final answer. Let's go ahead and move to the next one. I'm trying to be a little quick, but I do want to make sure you guys have enough time to write all this down also. Feel free to pause the video at any point. Okay, number 4. This one looks a little scary. I don't know why I did that. Okay, so we have square root of 5, parentheses, square root of 3, plus 7 square root of 6, close parentheses, plus square root of 17. That's a lot. Okay, let's go ahead. We are distributing the square root of 5 in here. Remember, when I multiply square roots, or roots, radicals, to other radicals, it's only multiplying whatever's inside. So square root of 5 times square root of 3 would be square root of 15. Plus 7 just stays as it is. 5 times 6, 30. And then plus square root of 17. Okay, and then here, if I could simplify, I would. 15 is 3 and 5. 30 is 3 and 10. So 3, 2, and 5. And then 17 is prime. So we can't do anything further. So this would actually be our final answer. So that one was actually really easy. Okay, and then something that I'm not seeing on the review that I want to make sure you kind of go over is make sure if you are multiplying 4 and like 5 plus square root 10. If you're multiplying like these right here, that would be 3 square root 10. And this is just a problem I thought on my head, off the top of my head. It's not a problem on the thing. Okay, so that is, you would just put them next to each other. Okay, go ahead and look at your notes if you need more practice with that. Okay, number 5, cube root of 6y to the 4. And then times cube root of negative 14y cubed. Okay, so we can go ahead and multiply first and then simplify afterwards. Remember, it's okay to have a negative in a cube root because we can take the cube root of negative numbers. So there's no imaginary here. I know in class, some of you were wanting to put the I, which I love that you have that habit. That's just for square roots, okay? So let's go ahead and multiply. So negative 84. And then y4 and y3 are going to make y7. And this is all under a cube root. So let's go ahead and simplify. And we are taking out trios. So I'm just going to do, sorry about that. I'm going to do 42 and 2, 21 and 2, and then 7 and 3. Okay, so I am not able to take anything out for the 84, so the 84 is going to stay, but that negative is going to hop out. And also y7, 7 cannot be divided by 3, 6 can be divided by 3, so I'm actually going to turn that into y6 times y. So I'm going to do 6 divided by 3. So on the outside, I will have negative y2 square root, or cube root, 84y. Okay, and then that's it for that. So let's go ahead and move on. I'm going to erase all this. Okay, we are now on number 6, so some division. So we have 2 4th root of 224 over 4th root of 2. So we are going to simplify first. So the 2 on top, there is no coefficient on the bottom, so it's just going to say 2. 224 is even, so we can divide it by 2 and get a nice whole number. So it's going to be 4th root of 112, and all I did was divide these two. Okay. And now we're going to break down 112 if we can to get a to see what groups of whatever come out. So we have 56 and 2. I have a feeling we're going to have a ton of 2s. 28 and 2. 14 and 2. 7 and 2. Okay, so we are taking out a group of 2. So 2. We're taking that out. There was already a 2 on the outside. So we have 2 that's already on the outside times the 2 we are taking out. 4th root 7. So final answer, 2 times 2 is 4. So 4, 4th root 7. Okay, go ahead and write that down. I'm going to erase this. Next one, we are on number 7. So I have cube root of T7 R5 S2. I know my S looks like a 5 according to you guys, so it's an S, okay? So cube root of T4 and then S with no exponent, so I'm going to put a 1 right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and simplify. Remember, when I am simplifying, I am just subtracting exponents here because it is a fraction. And the only time I can divide out or subtract exponents is when I have the same index. These are both 3, so I'm going to go ahead and cube root. So I have T7 and T4 make T3, because 7 minus 4 is 3. R5 is just going to hang out. And then S2 and S1 make S1. Okay, let's go ahead and take out our groups. So for the T first, I have T3, so 3 divided by 3 right here. 3 divided by 3 would be T1. R to the 5th cannot be divided by 3. However, this is the same. And remember, we're taking out trios, so I have one group of 3 R's to take out. So R1, because I took out one group. How many were left inside? 2. And then S1, 1 cannot be divided by 3. Unfortunately, that S has no extras. So cube root. And then I had R2, S1. Final answer. Okay, let's erase this. Let's look at the next one. Next one, 8, 9, 10, and 11. We are rewriting them in the different forms. So I am rewriting, I'm rewriting the exponential form to radical form. And I'm rewriting the radical form to exponential. So just make sure you are remembering the rules, which I'm going to write down right here. Okay, so we have x to the power of m over n. And this is interchangeable. That's why I'm started with exponential form. So remember, exponential form just means that I have an exponent. And then radical form means that I have a radical. Okay, so going back and forth, if I'm in exponential form, my denominator becomes my index and my numerator becomes my exponent, okay? Also, you do need to be careful with if it's got parentheses or not. If there's no parentheses, like if it was just 3x 1/3, then that 1/3 only belongs to the x, okay? If it's in parentheses, it belongs to everything. So let's go ahead and do our first one. Number 8 is 2x to the power of 3 over 2. So this is my index. This is my exponent. So I am going to have a square root because that's my index. Inside the square root, I'm going to have 2x to the power of 3. And on your test, I would accept this answer. However, you can go ahead and finish. You can do 2x cubed. So that would be 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8x cubed. So square root 8x cubed. I would accept that. You could simplify further, but for the test, I'm just asking you to rewrite. If you did want to simplify further, remember 8 is 4 and 2. So I'm taking out a pair of 2's. And then x cubed, I could take out a pair of x's. So then I would be left with 2x. Okay, but I am perfectly okay with this answer right here for testing. Because I'm already going to see if you can simplify before on the test, so it's not that bad. Okay, let's go ahead and next. And I am not giving you this rule on the test, so make sure that you either have it memorized or that you, just make sure you have it memorized. Okay, so next one, index is 3, exponent is 2, so I have a cube root. And then I have 9 to the power of 2. So 9 to the power of 2 is going to be cube root 81, which could also simplify. So let's go ahead and do that. Again, I'm okay if you give me the non-simplified, but I prefer if you would do simplified, okay? So 81, 99, 3, 3, 3, 3. I'm taking out trios. So a group of 3's out, a group of 3's in. So cube root 3, 3, a lot of 3's. Okay, let's go ahead on to the next. Okay, next one, number 10 and 11. 10 says rewrite in exponential form. 11 is the same and it's supposed to be different. So that was my bad. So 10 cube root of a 4. So remember, index is your denominator. Exponent is your numerator. So a to the power of 4 over 3. And that would be my final answer. Okay, guys, that's it for me. I hope that this test is not terrible, and I hope you do well. Good luck.